Fox News. That's President-elect Trump's reaction on Truth Social to former special counsel Jack Smith's report released after midnight, calling the findings fake. The report details the case dropped after the 2024 election, alleging President Trump in 2020 resorted to criminal efforts to retain power.
Saying Donald Trump would have been convicted in his election interference case if he did not win the election. Smith writing the following, quote, "It has long been the department's interpretation that the Constitution forbids the federal indictment and prosecution of a sitting president."
That's Fox's Todd Pyro. Today, confirmation hearings start for the first Trump nominees, 3 of them, including Pete Hegseth, the president-elect's choice for defense secretary, who denies allegations of sexual and financial misconduct and has a lot of Republican support.
Democrats are expected to grill Hegseth on a number of issues. They question his qualifications, expressing concerns over whether he would be able to lead the federal government's largest agency. Hegseth has also called out what he calls the woke military, arguing that efforts to expand diversity, equity, and inclusion have weakened the nation's readiness.
Fox's Madeline Rivera at the Capitol. A ceasefire for Gaza may be imminent. The AP reports Hamas claims it has accepted terms of a draft agreement being negotiated in Qatar. A Trump envoy is involved, and President Biden says,
"The deal we have structured would free the hostages, halt the fighting, provide security to Israel, and allow us to significantly surge humanitarian assistance to the Palestinians."
Israel's launched more airstrikes overnight in Gaza, where Palestinian officials say 18 more people were killed. The week-long wildfire disaster in the Los Angeles area could get worse with more powerful winds. Fox's Griff Jenkins reports from Burnout, Malibu.
The brush fires are already spreading in Ventura along the Santa Clara riverbed. Brush fires breaking out, the fire crews fighting to stop them. That is dead in the center of that red flag warning area.
America's listening to Fox News.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com. Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now.
We're just 6 days away from President-elect Trump's return to the White House, and security will be tight for his inauguration.
Secret Service Special Agent in Charge Matt McCool spoke about security preparations during a Monday briefing.
The Secret Service will bring agents and other specialists from field offices across the country to provide a full slate of visible and invisible security measures.
The inauguration will be the third national special security event in D.C. in the last 2 weeks, following the Electoral College count and the Carter funeral events. U.S. Capitol Police Chief Thomas Manger says,
"The biggest threat, I think, for all of us remains the lone actor."
But David Sundberg of the FBI says the good news is
we are not currently tracking any specific or credible threats.
President-elect Trump gets sworn in at noon next Monday. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
An indictment for the woman who snuck onto a flight from New York to Paris.
Svetlana Dali could face up to 5 years in prison on the federal stowaway charge. She was arrested in early December after she was returned to the U.S. a week after she was found aboard the flight to Charles de Gaulle Airport. She was arrested again December 16th in Buffalo after authorities say she tried to enter Canada after cutting off her ankle monitor that was put on in New York when she was freed on bail. Lisa Lacera, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising for both the Dow and the NASDAQ after a mixed day when the Dow surged up 358 points, but the NASDAQ dropped 73. In the NFL playoffs, the Vikings get rammed.
Darnold, ball's out. Picked up by Verse. Off to the races. And gone for the touchdown.
The LA defense scored and shut down Minnesota's offense. The Rams beat the Vikings 27-9 on ESPN to advance to play Philadelphia in the next round. That game played in Arizona, moved out of Los Angeles because of the wildfire disaster. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Last weekend's winter storm has led to a third snow day for many school systems across the area. Putnam County Director of Schools Corby King has closed schools once again today, citing 16 bus routes still impacted by snow and ice. He said an additional day of above freezing temperatures should clear some of the remaining snow and ice-covered roads. A Cookeville gas station sold a $50,000 Powerball ticket Saturday night. Tennessee Lottery says the West Broad 7-Eleven sold the winning ticket to a person who matched 4 of 5 numbers plus the Powerball. It was one of 2 $50,000 winning tickets sold across the volunteer state that night. According to AAA, gas prices across the state fell a penny on average over the last week. The state gas price average now at $2.73, 10 cents more expensive than 1 month ago and the same price as 1 year ago. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. It's Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. Today's Tuesday. It's the 14th, and it's 6:07. Good morning there, Miss Sheila Scruggs. Miss, good morning, Cookeville.
Hello, Mr. Good Morning, Cookeville.
Let's not do it like that.
See? Sounds weird, doesn't
Sounds
it?
like we're married or something.
No. I got Tim, not you.
No.
You got Donna,
Right.
not me. 17 degrees right now.
I'm just trying to give you some accolades.
Accolades. 40 will be our high. We've got some good guests coming in from Heroes on a Mission, Mark Pierce. And also, we have Hannah Davis from Vertical Coffee. And then the owner of the building that Vertical is in, they've done some renovations there and really made it a vital part of the community. Lori Metz-Greening will be in with her, too. We'll talk about that and some awards they've won a little later on.
Few things you need to know. This is very interesting.
All right.
Cookeville ranked 13th in the 2024 top 25 U-Haul growth cities. So those are cities that had one-way trips to in a U-Haul.
I get you.
So we are number 13 in that.
Of the nation?
Yes.
That's pretty amazing.
Number 1 is Ocala, Florida, then Fredericksburg, Virginia, Kissimmee, Florida, Lorton, West Virginia, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, College Station, Texas, Knoxville, Tukwila, Washington, Johnson City, Tennessee, Foley, Alabama, which is the only town in Alabama I think I could possibly ever move to.
Well, have you noticed most of these are the out east? They're coming out east.
Oh, yeah. Spartanburg, South Carolina, Auburn, Alabama, and then Cookeville.
Wow. I don't know about the size of the other ones. Foley's probably smaller, but
I think so, but I don't know for sure.
In Knoxville, Tennessee.
And then Huntsville is just under Cookeville. So we're in between two Alabama towns, Auburn and Huntsville.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, but you got to think Huntsville's got all that space stuff.
Right.
Auburn's got a major, big-time university there.
And then Cookeville.
And then there we are.
I love it.
That's big news.
Yeah.
I think.
I think it is, too. I mean, out of the nation, people are coming here.
It's crazy.
We told you there was a boom in Cookeville.
I think everybody knows that's why traffic's so bad.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Putnam County Employee Spotlight, Randy Porter posted Tommy Copeland. He is the director of Putnam County EMS. he thanks him for his great job. And, the EMS director, it's pretty stressful, I would think. So congratulations
He's
to
a cool
him.
dude.
And he deserves to be mentioned and kind of loved on a little bit for all his great work. So congratulations to Tommy Copeland.
There's a junior at Tennessee Tech, a College of Business student, and he's really big into fitness. And so now he's breaking records. He went to his first National Powerlifting United event. This was in St. Louis. His name is Justin Schlinkert. And Justin, don't come over here and break me in half.
If you messed up his name.
I've done your name wrong. I'm more than happy to learn it.
Yeah.
I'll write it 100 times on a sheet of paper, whatever you need.
No, he won't, but he'll try to get it right.
He set 3 state and 3 national records in the 165-pound weight class for his age group.
Dang.
He did a 525-pound deadlift.
Woo. I'd be like, spot me. Take it.
Spot me. I'd have to have like 5 or 6 of my
That's what I'm
pals
saying.
there.
Take it.
Just spot me.
I couldn't even raise that up.
Wouldn't even try.
No way.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations to you, Justin. Way to go. Wings
That's a
up.
big deal, too. Yeah. Farewell to Captain Brown of the Baxter Fire Department. The reason is he's retiring.
Oh, hey, it's always good to retire.
It's like, we're going to miss you, and we hate it for us, but I guess we should be proud for you. 17 years of great service to the community. Captain Brown, he has decided to go to pursue new endeavors and retire. Captain Brown, he's going to be missed. On behalf of the entire Baxter Fire Department and City of Baxter, they extend heartfelt gratitude for all you've done for Baxter. So congratulations, Captain Brown. Moving on up.
Yeah. Hey, let me preface this with saying, if you can pass a background check, White County schools are looking for you to drive some buses. They're too short. Not like Sheila.
I was going to say, don't say I'm the perfect one for that.
They're not like Sheila too short. They're 2 people short.
Oh, I
need
get you.
2 bus drivers. So if that's,
I thought you meant they would be driving the short bus.
No. If you're interested in that, you can contact Randy Alley at the White County Schools. He's the Director of Transportation and Maintenance. You can apply there in person, maybe even online. But if you want to give a call, that's who you'd ask for. If that's something that you're interested in, I don't know if you have to be a White Countyan or not. I doubt it. I mean, if they're
probably not,
if they're in desperate need, I'm sure they don't care what county you live in.
Right.
As long as you show up on time and can pass the background check. That's been the problem.
The background check.
That's been the problem about why they haven't. That's why they have a shortage.
Okay.
Because they do an extensive background check. They're super serious about the safety of the kids.
I think that's great.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just going the extra mile as far as I'm concerned.
Right. And I think you should do a background check when somebody's around kids.
Yeah. Extensive. I'm for it.
I agree. That's all I have in things that you need to know.
I think I got a few more here, Sheila. This isn't really anything that anybody cares about right now unless you're a complete degenerate. National championship odds for football for this next season's come out.
Okay.
Georgia's 6.5 to 1. So is Texas. Alabama is 14 to 1 odds. The Vols are 16 to 1 odds.
Why do they keep doing that to the Vols?
Why? That seems a little bit high to me.
It is.
Ole Miss 19 to 1, LSU 23 to 1, Texas A&M 32 to 1. I don't know. The worst is I believe Vanderbilt's 460 to 1. No, the worst is Mississippi State. I'm sorry, but I can't see that number because it's down too far, Sheila.
Vanderbilt did all right this year.
They did, yes.
But I
know everybody. Vandy did great. For Vandy.
For Vandy.
Yeah.
That's what we got to say. Vandy did good for Vandy.
Well, that's all I've got, Sheila. I know we got your 2 cents coming up next. That's brought to you by Freedom Pond, 49 Mayberry Street. Beautiful downtown Sparta.
Well, speaking of sports, that's what the question's about. What's the worst sport to watch live?
To watch live?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. They're all better live. All sports are better live. Although I will say football's getting to the point now where watching it at home.
It's more just like, say
nice.
it. Titans football.
Oh, that's unwatchable.
I know you're not going to like this.
At home, at work, or in the car.
Mine is golf. It's better to be playing it and be in the middle of it than watching it. I know you say it relaxes you. It was totally
I like
boring.
watching it on TV. I've been to 2 live golfing events.
Yeah.
And it's neat because you can follow along and you can stand right there and, kind of go find a player that you want to hang with all day.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other festivities around. So it's not like you're just following a guy playing golf. You can stop off here and get a snack, and there's little vendors.
Well, of course, you make friends everywhere, so.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's a good time. And then you can switch back and forth. Or what I liked, the second time I did it, I just picked a hole, found a place I like to sit, and stayed there all day.
And you enjoyed it.
I like that way better than I did following somebody.
Yeah.
So, little golf heads up. But you're right, though. It's a difficult sport to watch live.
So you realize that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get into that next. What is the worst sport to watch live with your 2 cents?
All right. That's all coming up here on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back, so hang out.
Looking for incredible deals and unique finds? Discover the Habitat Restore off South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville. From furniture and home decor to appliances and building materials, we've got everything you need to spruce up your space, all at unbeatable prices. Plus, every purchase supports Habitat for Humanity, helping families build their dream homes right here in our community. So why wait? Visit Habitat Restore today and uncover treasures while making a difference. South Jefferson Avenue, right here in Cookeville.
Healthcare.gov has plans for health because you have plans for life. All plans cover doctor visits and emergency care to keep you and your family running strong. All plans cover hospital stays and prescriptions so you can have peace of mind. Visit healthcare.gov to explore health plans from the brands you know. 4 out of 5 customers can find a health plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Final deadline to enroll is January 15th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Discover the savings at Freedom Pawn, located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. We're not your typical pawn shop. Explore our extensive selection of jewelry, tools, gaming systems, knives, and guitars, perfect for any enthusiast. For the archery lover, we offer Barnett crossbows and other top brands. And don't forget, we're your trusted guns and ammo store with the best selection around. Visit us today. Just look for the Bigfoot in front of the store and see why Freedom Pawn in Sparta is your ultimate destination for great deals.
Your home is your sanctuary, a place to get away from the stresses of life. Willow Window can help transform your home with the highest quality windows and window treatments. Choose from honeycomb shades, plantation shutters, or blackout blinds for privacy. Motorized window treatments can control outside light with the touch of a remote. Get your free estimate today. Call 931-WINDOW-1. Willow Window, 310 Newman Drive in Cookeville.
Willow Window, making your home beautiful again.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it
down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay, get your GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay, get your GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Morning Cookeville.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Hey, we're Jason and Sheila, and we're here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:20, and gosh, we are starting off super cold this morning, Sheila.
17.
17.
Woo!
Like we're supposed to survive 17.
And I was thinking, I was watching a series on Netflix, American something.
Not Trilogy.
Not Trilogy, but it was one Freaky Dave told us to watch.
Yeah, I watched that a little bit last night,
It's
too.
good.
Yes.
It starts, like he said, it starts out slow, and then once you're in, you're in.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting. But I was thinking, 17 degrees, they had to stay out in this weather.
What is that?
Outside. American Parliament?
No.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, it's good. It's like the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, they're going out to Utah.
Yeah.
There's cowboys, Indians, and Mormons involved.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
It's really how America began.
Mm-hmm.
But
your
yes.
2 cents is right now, though, and it's brought to you by Freedom Pond, 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta.
They got everything you need. They've got bows and ammos and guns.
Bows and ammos.
Bows and ammos. That's fun to say, y'all. Then jewelry, gaming systems, guitars, a little bit of everything. So your 2 cents, what is the worst sport to watch live?
I don't know. I like watching just about any sporting event. I've never been to a tennis match, but it looks like it would be terrible to watch.
Yeah, I'd like watching some of it on TV.
Yeah.
Depend on who is really playing.
There's been some sports that I just, been like, oh, I won't like that. I don't know anything about that. That's going to be terrible. And then you go, like a buddy's like, no, man, you got to go. So you go because of peer pressure and you want to hang out with your buddy. Lacrosse. I will watch that on TV even now. Like if it's on
lacrosse,
I'll watch lacrosse. It's so much fun. And it's the only sport where you can beat somebody with a stick.
Well, no hockey you can.
And it's okay.
Hockey.
Yeah, well, after a while, don't they send you to the penalty box or something?
They do, but they'll let you get it out a little bit.
There wasn't a lot of penalty boxing things I remember from lacrosse. And then sevens rugby. Ooh.
Rugby's rough, isn't it?
That'll get you going, too.
But I think hockey is real fun to see live.
Hockey live's way better than on TV.
It is, yeah. Now, Lynn, you're not going to like this, Jason. It's one of his favorite sports to watch in the Olympics, but Lynn said curling.
Oh, I would love to watch curling live.
You know that it's not exciting.
It's exciting. It is.
Lacrosse, rugby, and now curling.
That curling is something else.
I'll tell you what I don't like.
What? Well, let's hear it, Sheila.
I love football, and I like it live. But arena football lacks something for me.
What?
I don't like it.
I love arena football.
I've been live, saw it, and I'm just like, it's not regular football. It's like, if I feel like I can do it, it's not that exciting.
There's no way you could do arena football.
No, I don't think I can. But when I feel like I can, you're disappointing me.
It's a lot of fun live. I love going to it. None of the leagues last long enough to really become a good
Now,
fan
I
of.
admit the excitement of the crowd and all the extras they do is good, but the game itself was not fun for me.
Oh, the game, it lacks.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's just
I'm a real football girl.
But you know, a lot of that has to do with the talent that's on the field. You know, these aren't
That I'm used to the pros.
these aren't the best.
I'm used to even college football.
Let me tell you
balls.
this: the very best arena football team would still lose to the Titans. That's
how bad they are.
How bad it would be.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. There's a lot of folks that are saying soccer is not good to watch live.
You know,
I think it would be exciting. I've
never been to a live soccer.
I haven't either, like a real soccer game. But I mean, it looks crazy on TV. The crowd's going wild.
It's one of those that it's just past me.
Yeah.
And I don't, at this time in my life, I don't have time to learn about a new sport.
Well, it's coming around.
Hey, I know it is. And I ain't got nothing against it.
Yeah.
Right. But I think I'm just to the point now where it's one of those things I don't need to learn about. It's like TikTok for me. I know it's there. I know a lot of people are using it. I know it's probably the fastest growing thing ever. It's the coolest thing ever.
But is it as fast growing as pickleball? Toby said that one. He said it's boring to watch.
Why would you watch pickleball?
Well, I guess maybe he got drug into it.
I saw a this past weekend on ESPN. I guess it was ESPN News. You know, every year they do the ESPN the Ocho, where they put all the weird sports on there. I watched a little bit of slippery stairs. That's the sport.
Slippery.
The stairs are slippery.
And you see who falls? Jason Grider.
Who can make it up the slippery stairs?
But nobody breaks a hip, though.
That's the whole sport, is these people trying to get up slippery stairs. Slippery stairs.
Now y'all see where he's ornery.
Yeah, I'm not ornery. That was on ESPN.
It was on ESPN?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. They every year they run these weird sports, and they call it ESPN the Ocho.
Gotcha, yeah.
And
it was slippery steps.
And they have some other. There's been some other ones. They had wiffle ball
you
on there.
You thoroughly enjoyed it.
Heck yeah, I watched the full 30-minute program of slippery stairs.
Well, most people here are saying golf.
I get it.
It won.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of folks that are saying NBA, which it is just
it's
like
unwatchable.
Run, score. Run, score. And I'm like, give me something to get mad about.
It's unwatchable. I just don't get it.
I want some planning in it and some working it out.
College basketball, it still makes some sense.
Yeah. But I like it a lot better.
But NBA, it hadn't been.
They're almost too good.
Well, it's kind of.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So things that I used to watch that I don't watch now, NBA, because I would watch back in the Jordan days.
Yes.
You know,
and that was exciting then.
That was great. I used to watch NASCAR in the Earnhardt days.
Yep.
And now all the cars are the same, and now it's kind of boring. So.
And then it's like even everybody kind of retired or either got out of NASCAR, Tony Stewart, Jeff, all of them are retired now.
I don't know any of these new guys. And
they're not as...
They don't talk like this, and it bothers me.
They're not trying to start fights. It's just not as good, is it?
Corporate-y in business now.
Yes. Yeah, too corporate.
Yeah.
Nobody there to make them mad. Well, anyway, soccer, hockey, golf, they say it's too slow. Jim said pool tournaments. Excuse me.
I do like watching those. That's another thing that happens on ESPN the Ocho. They'll have all the pool tournaments. Oh, and the loggers, the lumberjacks.
Let me tell you, I like watching that.
Well, that's been on this past weekend too, along with slippery stairs.
And I don't think slippery stairs is so funny. I don't think pool tournaments. I mean, if you've got some really great players, it can be really exciting.
Yeah. It's super cool. I like watching it on TV, and bowling. I'll sit and watch bowling on TV.
There you go. That's one for me that it's not fun to watch on TV.
I think it is.
It's more fun when you're a part of it.
Yeah, I agree with that too. What was the exact question today for your 2 cents?
What's the worst sport to watch live?
The worst sport to watch live. Okay. Head over to News Talk 1077 and 1400 The Hub on Facebook to get in on your 2 cents. Brought to you by our friends over at Freedom Pond. They're at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. Spoiler alert is coming up next, so stick around for that. We'll be right back, guys.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Last weekend's winter storm has led to a third snow day for many school systems across the area. Putnam County Director of Schools Corby King has closed schools once again today, citing 16 bus routes still impacted by snow and ice. He said an additional day of above freezing temperatures should clear some of the remaining snow and ice-covered roads. A Cookeville gas station sold a $50,000 Powerball ticket Saturday night. Tennessee Lottery says the West Broad 7-Eleven sold the winning ticket to a person who matched 4 of 5 numbers plus the Powerball. It was one of 2 $50,000 winning tickets sold across the Volunteer State that night. According to AAA, gas prices across the state fell a penny on average over the last week. The state gas price average now at $2.73, 10 cents more expensive than 1 month ago and the same price as 1 year ago. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Mike McCarthy is out as the Dallas Cowboys head coach. McCarthy went 49-35 in his 5 seasons, but only won 1 playoff game and went 7-10 to miss the playoffs this past season. The Bears recently reached out to Dallas about interviewing McCarthy for their head coaching position. Mike Vrabel was named the head coach of the New England Patriots yesterday. Vrabel also interviewed for the Bears and Jets head coaching positions. The former Titans head coach also played for the Patriots during his career. He said Drake May at quarterback was a big pull for him taking the job. After being fined on Monday for $50,000, Timberwolves star Anthony Edwards has now been fined $285,000 this season from 5 different fines, most recently for making an obscene gesture towards an official. Star Japanese right-hander Roki Sasaki will reportedly make his decision where he's playing in the MLB within a week. Sasaki will choose between the Dodgers, Padres, and Blue Jays. In 111 innings last season, he struck out 129 and only walked 32 with a 2.35 ERA. Tonight on UCR, we have 3 high school basketball games. On the main Facebook page, Pickett County plays Gordonsville. On YouTube, Upperman battles Livingston Academy. And on the Tennessee Talk Facebook page, Cookeville is at Smyrna. Games get started at 6 o'clock. I'm Jacob Vinson. That was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank. The Fox Business Report is brought to you by Paul Winkler Incorporated, now with an office in Cookeville, creating confident investors. PaulWinkler.com.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Volkswagen's deliveries declined last year, down more than 2%. VW continues to be hit by competition from Chinese car companies. In China, its deliveries declined 9.5%. Google is facing an investigation in the United Kingdom over how it operates its search services. The probe's looking into how it impacts advertisers, new publishers, rival search engines, and consumers. It's the first investigation under new rules from the UK's Competition and Markets Authority. Want to use the restroom at Starbucks? You'll need to buy something. A new code of conduct will go into effect January 27th. Violators hanging out in Starbucks without paying will be asked to leave. Employees are being trained on how to enforce the policy. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola. Invested in you.
Something amazing is happening here. The next era of AI has arrived. CDW data engineers are helping organizations harness the power of AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. The power to run workloads faster means greater productivity, giving your business a better shot at success. Intel and CDW make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Intel Client.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Skies will become mostly cloudy today, and temperatures do not get above 35. Overnight, we'll fall back into the low teens, mid-30s again tomorrow, but the sunshine should return, and gradually we will start to warm up as we get into the weekend. Overnight lows in the teens will be in the mid-30s by Wednesday.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400
Good morning,
The
Cookeville.
Hub.
We're Jason and Sheila. We're here live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:35 now, Sheila.
We've come up 1 degree.
All right.
18. We're going to get up to 40, though, with sunny
That's right.
skies. So
That's good news.
I know one of my neighbors made a huge snowman, and
they-
it's still standing. You know, but he's getting smaller.
Snow. We did not have enough snow up at my house.
And packed it. And it was a huge one. They put him on it was a little stump and made him look even taller. But what's funny is he started out real big and fluffy, and then he's like melting.
Yeah.
So he's still standing real high, but he's getting, it's like the snowman's on Ozempic.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Snow Zimpic.
Yeah, Snowzempic. He's losing weight.
Yeah, I was right under the snow dome.
Yeah.
I mean, it was awful. We didn't get nothing.
About 2 inches.
About.
Yeah, so it's enough to make. So I don't know how they made such a huge snowman. I mean,
take
mine would have been like this.
Had to taken them all day.
Well, they got kids.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert time. Here's what's going on in the world of entertainment and music. Jimmy Kimmel's got Bill Burr on, so that might be worth watching. And I don't know who the Marias are, but that's the music on Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, I haven't heard of them.
On regular TV tonight, Deal or No Deal Island, that's on NBC. Kitchen Nightmares is on Fox. And a show I hope to be on someday, Moonshiner's Master Distiller. That's a series premiere on Discovery.
I can see you on that. Like, even if you didn't know anything about it, you'd talk your way into it, and the old boys would teach you how to do it.
Oh, I'd love to go hang out with Mark and Digger.
Yeah.
And just like for a month
It would be fun, wouldn't it?
and hang out. Oh, gosh.
Boy, the stories you'd come back with.
I know.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
It would, except nobody could put up with me hosting by myself for
Yes,
a month.
they could. On streaming tonight, the Diddy documentary, The Making of a Bad Boy, that's on Peacock. And Singles Inferno, that's on Netflix.
Singles Inferno?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound good.
Also streaming tonight, Cookeville Lifestyles magazine show on Hub Plus. And then right after that, the Randy Porter show. No, that's today's Tuesday. That's Thursday. I'm sorry.
Yeah, today is
Tonight, it's
It's a ball game,
high
right?
school basketball. It's is it Livingston at Upperman? I believe so. I believe that's what it is. It's the Upperman basketball game.
We'll see what Upper Cumberland Reporter is saying.
Girls and boys game, and that'll start at 6 tonight on Hub Plus. If you want to watch some high school basketball. I mean, unless of course you're just super into Singles Inferno.
I thought I could tell you, but I cannot.
I'll tell y'all here in a minute. I've got it on my phone, but I'm too busy telling you other stuff right now.
Yeah.
Carrie Underwood and the Village People are going to be performing at Donald Trump's inauguration. Not together.
I would like to see that together.
It'd be fun, but not together. Carrie Underwood's going to be singing America the Beautiful, I think.
Yes. That's
And
what
then,
I heard, I think.
And then, of course, Village People will be singing YMCA, and I'm sure Trump will be
Doing his little Trump dance.
Trump dance.
Side to side.
Well, that's really caught on, hasn't it?
It has.
That's as big as the Dougie.
Yeah.
Remember when the Dougie was big?
Is this the Trumpy?
Teach me how to Trumpy. Oh, somebody should do that
Well,
song.
yeah. And somebody should do that video.
Somebody who's super talented out there do that.
Not us.
Yeah, we're not it. Heidi Montag's 2010 album Superficial is #1 on iTunes after her husband Spencer Pratt asked fans to stream it to help generate income after the house burned down in the Palisades fire. All right. The Academy has postponed the announcement of the Oscar nominations until January 23rd in light of the ongoing wildfires in Los Angeles. The voting period has been delayed and will now run through this Friday. Universal Music Group has canceled all of its Grammy-related events, including the Saturday Artist Showcase and the Sunday After Grammy Party, and will use the money instead for Los Angeles wildfire relief.
That's great.
The Grammy ceremony is set for February the 2nd.
I found out whose Oscar it was that was just in a puddle of ash and it was burned. It was Robert Redford's
Really?
Oscar that he won for directing Ordinary People.
He's got other Oscars, though, doesn't he?
Yo, come on. Everybody's being so mean about
I'm not being,
the elitists and all. I'm thinking
I'm just joking,
all
Sheila.
of it's sad. And he's one of my favorites.
He's got other Oscars.
He's got others. I don't know.
They'll issue him another one.
Yeah, but it's still sad. He'll get another, bro. He'll get a replacement.
He will.
I mean, he's Robert Redford.
It'll be fine. You know, if it was somebody,
will they give him a replacement house?
If it was somebody like if it was the guy who played either Coy or Vance on Dukes of Hazzard, and he had an Oscar for something,
never would have happened. No,
but let's just say I would feel bad for him because
nobody's going to reissue that.
That'd be his only one.
But I think, like, I had thought Demi Moore had won an Oscar for all her stuff she'd played, and then she just won the Golden Globe, and that was, she said, is her only win.
So she's 69, right?
Yeah.
All right. Who in the world is her plastic surgeon? Because watch Landman.
Yeah. She looks great.
What in the world?
And was out swimming in a bikini in a pool.
Yeah, what in the world? Who's her? Who
I
does?
think she takes care of herself.
Who does her? I mean,
Who does her?
Yeah.
Who does her?
Right.
I don't think she's 69, maybe early 60s.
Who takes care of her? I mean, that's what I.
Somebody's doing a good job.
We all need, because whatever it is, that's the fountain of youth.
Yeah. But I think it's good genetics too, don't you?
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
Jessica Simpson has split from Eric Johnson. They've been together for 14 years, married for 10 of those years, and they have 3 school-aged kids. Jessica released a statement Monday night saying, Eric and I have been living separately, navigating a painful situation in our marriage. Our children come first, and we're focusing on what's best for them. We appreciate privacy right now as we work through this as a family. The split doesn't come as a total surprise. Late last year, Eric had taken off his wedding band, and so had Jessica. And she also marked 7 years sobriety and teased a return to music with an Instagram post. So that's good. I'm glad she's sober.
oh, me too. She's been sober for a while.
I hate that this is happening. For 14 years, that's a long time to be. 10 years of marriage is a long time.
Especially for a Hollywood type marriage.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Demi Moore, I just checked. She is 62, not 69.
Oh, okay.
But still, 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I look anywhere, I don't look that, I mean, that good now at 51.
That Demi Moore's something else.
She is. I just couldn't believe it when we were watching, the Landman show and had her on there, and we were like, how old is she? I would have swore Donna said 69. But it was something maybe that's who we were talking about yesterday.
It was,
Kevin
yes.
Costner, 69.
Kevin Costner, 69. You're getting your numbers mixed up.
Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes and wife Brittany have welcomed their third child, a daughter, Golden Ray Mahomes.
Usually I don't like these crazy names, but I think that's pretty.
I think that's a real pretty name. I like that a lot. Golden Ray.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it gives you the
She's a little cute, warm and fuzzy
And, you know, they
thing.
call her Goldie.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of ways you can go with that. And it kind of goes with her sister Sterling Sky.
Oh, yeah. Well, they pick out some really pretty names.
And the brother is Patrick Bronze Lavon Mahomes.
They like the colors.
So the bronze, silver, and gold.
Yeah, I like it.
Wonder why the first one, it was Sterling. So, and then they went bronze, then they went gold. So they went silver, bronze, gold. I wonder why.
Oh, no, but I like it.
Something to think about. All right, there you go with spoiler alert. That's it for that. Coming up, the real good and round 2 of Ask Sheila. She got one yesterday, I think.
Yesterday was Monday, and I can't remember much about
I think
it.
you got one. I think it was a gimme.
No, I think I got it honestly.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, we don't remember. I don't know.
All right, so all that's coming up next here on Good Morning Cookeville with Jason and Sheila. We'll be right back.
Drive into 2025 with some ridiculous savings from Ford Lincoln of Cookeville. Hey guys, this is Jeff Root, General Manager at Ford Lincoln of Cookeville. We need to sell off our remaining 2024 inventory, and we are doing everything we can to make it happen. Get up to $9,500 off 2024 F-150s, up to $11,000 off 2024 Expeditions, and even up to $15,000 off 2024 Lincoln Navigators. Come see us, 1600 Interstate Drive, or visit us online anytime at FordLincolnCookeville.com.
Experience peace of mind with Cove Generators, your trusted partner in power solutions. Start the new year with peace of mind and our exclusive offer. Purchase a Generac generator and receive a free 10-year warranty. Whether for home, outdoor, or commercial use, our expert installers ensure you never lose power again. Visit us at 728 East 15th Street, Cookeville, or call 615-241-6343. Trust the Cove Generators family to keep your family safe and powered this winter.
Hey Golden Eagle fans, it's your head women's basketball coach, Kim Roseman. Join us for an action-packed night at the Hooper Ebelin Center, Thursday, January 16th versus Southeast Missouri at 5:30 p.m. with Coach Pelfrey and our men's team to follow. Don't miss a moment of the action this season. Get your tickets today at ttusports.com or call the ticket office at 931-372-3940. Let's pack the hoop and make this season unforgettable. Wings up.
Hello, Upper Cumberland. This is Jesse Flowers with the Jerry Whitson Road Church of Christ, wanting to wish you and your loved ones a very happy new year. We want to invite you to join us for a special new Bible study through the Gospel of Matthew as we read and discuss the life and teachings of Jesus Christ. Please be sure to join us every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. for our radio program, Words of Exhortation, right here on WHUB. May the Lord bless you as you serve Him and serve others.
Safe firearms storage saves lives. That's why the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security is offering free cable locks to help Tennesseans secure their firearms. Learn where you can request your free cable lock at SafeStoreTN.com. That's SafeStoreTN.com. Brought to you by the Department of Safety and Homeland Security, the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Your Cookeville Gas Department works closely with contractors to make certain no gas line is broken when excavation is done. However, there are times when damage does occur. If you smell gas where construction is being done, please notify the gas department immediately. Better yet, call us before you dig and let us locate the lines for you. Help us keep natural gas the safest energy there is. Natural gas, energy for life. This message brought to you in the interest of safety from the Cookeville Gas Department in cooperation with the Tennessee Public Utility Commission.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here with you in the beautiful Willow Window Studio. Seriously, if you have not been here to see this showroom, it's astonishing. Everybody that walks in here for the first time, their first thing they say is, oh my gosh.
I didn't know it was this beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't know it was like this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get a chance, especially if you're in the market for windows, garage doors, Willow Window sells those Herman garage doors that's
built
and made right in Sparta. And
I've toured that factory. It's like really amazing.
Right. Our buddy Zach Buckner works down there.
Right.
And, good people and custom window treatments. I mean, really anything they can help you out with here at Willow Window. Get more info at willowwindow.pro. It's $6.49 now.
And coming up, our guest will be Mike Pierce from Heroes on a Mission. We'll find out something special they're doing for the folks that take care of the veterans here in Cookeville. Then Hannah Davis. She will be here from Vertical Coffee. They won an award recently, and we'll talk to her about that and some of the revitalization that has been happening around Vertical Coffee and Gene's Pizza around in that area.
They've done a great job on those buildings for sure.
Oh, it looks beautiful down there.
Yeah. All right, every day, me and Sheila, we go through a bunch of news stories. We try to find some that are positive and uplifting, and we call it The Real Good. The wildfires in California have inspired many people to step up and help those affected. Local residents have donated so much stuff that volunteers are having a hard time keeping things organized in parking lots and other evacuation centers. They needed Brandon Smith.
Yes.
The outpouring of help is now extended across country. Source Restaurants in Cambridge, Massachusetts is now donating proceeds from their Perfect Harmony drink to those affected. The owner, Brian, he said, we're going to be donating our proceeds from the Perfect Harmony to go out to the families to get them back on their feet. The restaurant is partnering with World Central Kitchen, which provides hot food and cold drinks to first responders on the front lines of these fires. And those firemen are, wow, something else.
Well, they're talking, the ash that gets in your eyes and then you're breathing it.
Yeah.
Even with a mask, I'm sure it's very, very
Sure.
hard to breathe.
Yeah, and can you imagine the temperature from those fires?
No.
Ridiculous.
Crazy.
Brian says he's happy to know their impact is now being felt and fed across the country. Says it means a lot to me to get back there, especially to the communities, because the struggles that the people are going through, and it's going to be so hard to get your life back on track. They're talking about it's going to be just like North Carolina 3-4 years down the road before anything measurable really happens that you can notice.
Yeah, it's just like that, except the fires caused it and not flooding. But whole neighborhoods and towns are gone.
It's crazy. A lawn care, this is another one. A lawn care specialist named Spencer has turned his business into a social media channel known as SB Mowing. I think this is the guy that I watch sometimes. He recently took on a heartfelt mission, I saw this, yes, transforming the messy yard of an elderly woman named Beth, who faced a $240 city fine she couldn't afford. It was either that or her medicine.
Yeah.
And so he heard about it, and he goes around and does this. He's the guy that pressure washes and cleans up.
He's fun to watch.
Fun to watch. Has
Yeah.
some short little videos. He went over to this old lady's house, and her yard, it was terrible. It was terrible. She's a little old lady. I mean, she couldn't walk without help.
And then, of course, not everybody has family that can help them.
That's right. And so this guy shows up, and I mean, it looked like a show place when he was done.
He's so great.
Yeah, it was great. His video made such an impact on social media, 100 million views, that Spencer was able to set up an online donation campaign, got $400,000, and that allows Spencer and his team to not only spruce up the yard, but to make Beth's home more accessible and comfortable, from building ramps to installing a chairlift, which she needs.
Yes.
And Spencer's efforts made a world of difference. Beth said, your work makes me twinkle.
Aw, isn't that sweet?
Isn't that sweet? Thanks to Spencer and all the people he inspired to help, Beth's home is now safer and a happier space, and she doesn't have to pay that $240 to the city.
And she can save that for her medicine.
That's right.
Yeah.
So to the people doing the drink in Massachusetts, and to Spencer, the lawn care guy, y'all are
real good.
All right, Sheila, are you ready for round 2 of this week's Ask Sheila?
I am. Let's do it.
All right.
Uh-oh, they're hard? Oh.
It's about relationships.
You just had that face like, It's about relationships? I have a good relationship. Me and Tim been married a long time.
There are lots of things women love about their men.
Mm-hmm.
But 40% say they can't stand this. What is it? 40% say they can't stand this.
Watching them clip their nails.
I'd say that might even be higher than 40%. 'Cause that seems to be a thing y'all hate to watch us do.
Oh, so I'm not the only one?
Oh, Lord, no. No, I think that's... What is it? Why can't we clip our nails? We watch y'all do a whole thing of nails.
Right.
But you don't
Nails
want...
fly everywhere.
Well, because they're thicker. We're men.
Oh. It makes me have anxiety watching it because I know I got to clean it up.
Well, they're hard to see where they go.
Some of them go in your eye. Kidding. So it's not toenails, toenail clippings.
No, it's not toenail clipping.
I don't know. What is it?
His taste in music.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I like his taste in music better than clipping toenails.
Yeah. 1 out of 11 men in a relationship say they would do this if they knew they could get away with it. What is it?
Cheat.
No. I would have thought the same thing. That's not it. This is 1 in 11.
I hope they could get away with it.
Yeah. 1 in 11 men in a relationship say
Drink out of the milk carton and put it back.
No.
I don't know.
Give their bride-to-be a fake diamond ring.
Oh, yeah, I bet they would because who knows really when you do it?
Nobody knows anymore.
Nobody knows.
They got those.
They look great.
They got those man-made ones.
It's not a huge deal, I don't think.
It's not.
I mean,
I don't think so.
but some women might think
I think the whole diamond ring thing is a scam anyway.
from the jewelry companies.
From the jewelry companies, yeah.
Well, I think some women think, oh, he didn't get me a real diamond, so he doesn't love me. It could be he doesn't make a lot, but he loves you and wants you to have something
Well, which
pretty.
would you rather have? Some that people can see, or some little tiny thing?
I want the one I got,
Yeah.
which is just right.
Yeah. All right, Sheila, you're not doing real great today.
Okay, thanks. I can see, I can hear.
7% of Americans who are married or are in a long-term relationship have this in common. What is it? 7% of Americans who are married or in a long-term relationship have this in common. What is it?
Hint.
When you and Tim got together, this didn't even exist to have in common with. It's a relatively new thing that couples would have.
Dating online.
They met online. Don't be. Look how proud Sheila is.
Well, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law met online.
Oh, really?
They've been married a while, but yeah.
Well, that's the number one way to meet someone now. I saw a thing on the news that, how it was back in the day. It'd be your family, friends, and church.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like nightclub or something. Well, now it's online.
Well, you can get to know them first before you actually meet them, and I don't think it's a bad thing.
Can you really get to know them online?
Well, if somebody's being themselves, yes.
Seems like being online, that seems pretty dishonest.
It depends on the people, and there's a lot of dishonest people.
Well, sure. I mean, there's the other Wish.com. That's terrible.
Wish.com,
Yeah,
isn't that like with products?
Yeah, you don't want to get the Wish.com of a man.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Or the Temu of a man.
Yeah, it looks really good online, and then you get it, and it looks nothing like what you ordered.
You ordered up a great looking man there, and come to find out he's from Alibaba.
Wasn't that an old commercial?
No, it's one of those importer websites where you think you're getting something good, and then you get it, and it's not.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Remember that? Oh, no, we won't tell that story. Coming up, some great guests, Mike Pierce, Heroes on a Mission. That's coming up next here on Good Morning Cookeville. Stick around. We will be right back.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400, WHUB Cookeville.
A tale of two special counsels and two presidents. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. First, Jack Smith, who got President-elect Trump indicted twice. His report detailing the federal election interference case was released after midnight.
Smith wrote in the report his team stood up for the rule of law as it investigated Donald Trump's efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election. The special counsel said in the report his office fully stands behind the decision to bring criminal charges against Trump and had enough evidence to convict him.
That's Fox's Carmen Roberts. The case was dropped after the 2024 Trump victory. Now, the former president reacted on Truth Social, calling Smith deranged and desperate and his findings fake. The special counsel who investigated President Biden's son Hunter also put out his report on the gun conviction, then tax evasion guilty plea, all undone by a pardon. David Weiss denies the president's claim that his son was a political target.
Weiss writing, quote, "Other presidents have pardoned family members, but none have taken the occasion as an opportunity to malign the public servants at the Department of Justice based solely on false accusations." Weiss referring to the statement Biden made when he issued the pardon, saying he believed his son had been treated differently because of his last name.
That's Fox's Tom Rigotti. A ceasefire for Gaza may be close. The AP reports Hamas has signed off on a draft agreement being negotiated with Israel.
It would see a phased release of Israeli hostages by Hamas and a gradual withdrawal of Israeli troops from Gaza. Envoys from both the outgoing Biden administration and the incoming Trump team are involved. Meanwhile, the war continues to take a toll. Israeli strikes on Gaza killed at least 18 people overnight.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. New wildfire north of L.A. could spread by powerful winds returning.
It is in this red flag warning area that stretches all the way from that Ventura Oxnard area down here to Malibu and the surrounding Palisades area where we have seen so much destruction.
Griff Jenkins, America's listening to Fox News.
So much to celebrate, but the fight has just begun. The fight to fix our nation, the fight for life. They go hand in hand, especially when we see how abortion took center stage in this historic election. That's why we can't stop talking about the Ministry of Preborn. Preborn has rescued over 300,000 babies. How? By loving mothers with an unplanned pregnancy and introducing them to their baby on an ultrasound. Once she sees her baby and hears the heartbeat, her baby's chance at life doubles. Preborn and their network of clinics are on standby for babies and mothers. Meet Deanna.
I'm at the doctor and they do a bedside sonogram. As I'm looking at the sonogram, the baby waves. And I looked and that man said, I said, did that thing just wave at me? 12 years ago, I prayed for this little boy.
Your tax-deductible donation of $28 sponsors one ultrasound. How many babies can you save? Dial pound 250, say the keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Beck. Preborn.com/Beck. Sponsored by Preborn.
6 days before President-elect Trump returns to the White House, confirmation hearings begin for his nominees. There are 3 of them today. Former Congressman Doug Collins for Veterans Affairs, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, the Interior Secretary nominee. But all the focus and attention will be on the Trump pick to lead the Pentagon.
Ahead of Pete Hegseth's hearing before the Senate Armed Services Committee, Congressman and former Navy SEAL Derek Van Orden of Wisconsin joined other combat veterans to rally in support of President-elect Trump's Defense Secretary nominee.
You've got more support than you could possibly imagine, and it's from the people who have borne the brunt of 2 decades of sustained combat.
Van Orden tells Fox News Radio Hegseth is fit to reform the DOD. Hegseth, though, will face tough questions from senators about his qualifications and allegations of sexual misconduct and excessive drinking. On Capitol Hill, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising after a mixed day when the Dow surged up, but the Nasdaq went down again. In the NFL playoffs, Los Angeles routs Minnesota.
Sean McVay's Rams dominated the Vikings 27-9, moving on to face the Eagles in the divisional round.
The Rams defense put the game away in the first half, sacking Vikings quarterback Sam Darnold 6 times and forcing 2 turnovers, including a 57-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown by Jared Verse.
Off to the races and gone for the touchdown.
That was courtesy of ESPN as the Rams finished the night with 9 sacks, tying an NFL playoff record. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
That game was played in Arizona, moved out of L.A. because of the wildfire disaster. Fox Corporation has donated $1 million to the Red Cross wildfire relief efforts, and you can join us by also donating to the now homeless victims by providing meals and shelter at go.fox/Red Cross. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Last weekend's winter storm has led to a 3rd snow day for many school systems across the area. Putnam County Director of Schools Corby King has closed schools once again today, citing 16 bus routes still impacted by snow and ice. He said an additional day of above freezing temperatures should clear some of the remaining snow and ice-covered roads. A Cookeville gas station sold a $50,000 Powerball ticket Saturday night. Tennessee Lottery says the West Broad 7-Eleven sold the winning ticket to a person who matched 4 of 5 numbers plus the Powerball. It was one of 2 $50,000 winning tickets sold across the Volunteer State that night. According to AAA, gas prices across the state fell a penny on average over the last week. The state gas price average now at $2.73, 10 cents more expensive than 1 month ago and the same price as 1 year ago. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning. Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here with you. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:06 and very cold this morning. Although we are warming up. Are we to 20 yet?
Let me see here. We're 18 still.
Oh, okay.
18. We're going to get up to 40 today, though, so that will be good. Mostly sunny skies. Mike Pierce is with Heroes on a Mission, and he's our guest this morning. Can you explain what Heroes on a Mission is?
It's a nonprofit, 501c3. Basically, we're located out of Silver Point, Tennessee, have a 259-acre farm out there. It's a retreat. The retreat itself is called Defenders Retreat at Silver Point. And through that, we host disabled veteran events, PTSD events. We've got 12 glamping tents that we allow them to come out and hunt. Do disabled hunts for veterans and their children. We also allow the vets to bring out their children and do some fishing. So that's basically what it's. We have a big.
So the whole retreat is for veterans.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So have they told you just how much it has meant to them that they're able to come and be on that property and just be with people that understand what they've gone through?
And that's the biggest thing, is having a place that veterans can go, and first responders even, that can go out and hang out with like people that they've served with and they can associate with. And we've had some good counseling out there that has saved a couple of veterans' lives that, were contemplating suicide.
Oh, wow.
And that's very high among veterans, especially.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they've seen stuff that normal people don't see and been through a lot of things that normal people don't go through.
And they do hold it all in, because who do you talk to about that?
Right.
They don't know who to talk to and who would understand.
And as many veterans as we've had in, we've talked about stuff like this. It seems like veterans always feel more comfortable talking to other veterans.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And if you look at them, you would think that they're fine, normal.
Sure.
But until you sit down and talk to them and find out what's going on the inside. And that's the part that, they hold it in.
Yeah.
So obviously, your love for veterans, you are a veteran. Made this vision what you wanted to do. But what was it that sparked it? I was like, man, I can do this. I can get to Silver Point, and I can open this thing up, and that's what I need to do. Tell us the backstory on it if you can.
The backstory is I spent 20 years in the Navy. When I retired, I purchased this piece of property, and I'm a big hunter.
Mm-hmm.
And just the vision that one time I had a dream at night, and I said, there's a big divorce rate in the military, and I'm a divorcee. And when you reconnect with your child, after it be 6 months or a year of deployment or whatever, they change, you change. So my original vision is if I can get enough funds together and build a retreat and have it where parents that have lost connection with the children come out, then bring the children out and let them stay in different areas.
Yeah.
And then have counseling on board, and to get them, and they could stay as long as they want till they got back acclimated with their parents and leave. So that's the start of it.
Yeah.
There's nothing like this that I've heard about.
No.
Well, that I was getting ready to say that's a hole in service right there.
That just gives me chills because I'm thinking
you don't think about that part of it.
You've set up the counseling for them too, and then that's a place where they feel comfortable because all the Southern folks we do like hunting, we like fishing, and that's what the guys feel comfortable doing that, and then just open up and be with their loved ones, and then talk to a counselor.
That's the whole point, and that's the reason why this coming Wednesday that we're actually going to take and I'll go over here at the Veterans Medical Center, and we're going to feed all of the doctors and nurses and the counselors just as a thank you for what they do to the veterans, and for them, because a lot of people don't realize the hard work they put in.
Yeah.
And so I sat down with the administrator, and she wants her counselors to start coming out to the farm when we have events to provide counseling.
Yeah.
So it's starting to all intertwine, and hopefully I can get you invite me here that I can get some businesses and some local support behind this.
Oh, sure. Hope so.
Well, I know that there's so many people here that do appreciate service, first responders. We appreciate the veterans, and I know that there's some businesses that would certainly love to get involved with Heroes on a Mission. And it's fairly new. You said you started it about 3 years ago.
3 years ago, yes.
And boy, you're doing it right, though.
It's a slow process. It's a lot of hard work. The hardest part was getting the infrastructure on the farm, but now we have that. And so now it's just growing it, getting the people excited out there. I've got a lot of other nonprofits that are reaching out to me and want to host their events out on the property.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. That gets more word of mouth, really, when they come out and they see how wonderful it is.
Absolutely.
So if somebody's listening and they think, I have a veteran in my family, or I am a veteran, how do I become a part of this? How do I get involved? How do I stay at the retreat?
Well, they can reach out at heroesonamissionfoundation.org on our website, and there's some links on there, or they can go to Defenders Retreat.
Is it Heroes on a Mission Foundation or just heroesonamission.org?
Heroesonamission.org.
Okay.
That's the website.
All right, cool. I just want to be sure that was right. Okay.
And they can reach out to us, or they can personally call me. My phone number is 615-668-5009. They can reach out anytime. If they just want to come out, and there's tons of work always to be done out there. If they want to just come out and hang out with us, we'd love to have them.
Sometimes just having somebody that you can talk to that understands, and not even a counselor, but just people that have been through what you've been through.
Exactly.
Just being around others that are you feel like have a lot in common with you.
Well, a lot of veterans, they talk in three-letter words.
Yeah.
Acronyms.
Everything's an acronym. And so when the veteran's talking to me and they get into the acronyms, I know I'm just looking at them like, I don't know what you're saying. I know it's got to be frustrating.
It is like a foreign language sometimes.
And the whole time I'm trying to figure out the acronyms, I'm like, I have no idea. You're gonna have to give me a second to Google what we've been talking about. But
absolutely.
But that to be able to just be around veterans and hear what limited story that they are willing to tell you, and all you have to do is listen. They're not looking. Tell me if I'm wrong. If they're talking to somebody like me who didn't serve, they just want somebody to listen.
That's all it is.
They don't need me to solve their problem.
No.
They just want somebody to listen. You don't have to know the acronyms.
Right.
Just somebody to talk to.
Yeah. You got a great idea about some tiny homes. Is that okay if we talk to you about
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Okay. We'll do that coming up after the break here. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. Guys, we'll be right back with Mike Pierce. Hang on.
The Lone Star Rodeo is coming back to the Upper Cumberland January 17th and 18th with their Cowboys and Dreamers Tour 2025. Come out and enjoy events like bareback bronc riding, calf roping, saddle bronc riding, cowgirls breakaway roping, steer wrestling, team roping, cowgirls barrel racing, bull riding, also special attraction for the kids 30 minutes before showtime. With Best Dressed Cowboy and Cowgirl Contest, Kids Gold Rush, purchase tickets online at LoneStarRodeoCompany.com. Don't miss the Lone Star Rodeo, January 17th and 18th at the Heidelberg Ag Pavilion in Cookeville for the Cowboys and Dreamers Tour 2025. Brought to you by amazing sponsors like Jason Lewis Automotive, the Realty Firm Smithville, Big R Farm Store, Walker Diesel Services, Halliburton Fencing, Creative Science, 94.7 The Country Giant, and 98.5 KISS FM. The Lone Star Rodeo, January 17th and 18th at the Heidelberg Ag Pavilion in Cookeville.
Life in Tennessee is full of milestones. Your first car, a new home, the family you build, and the business you've worked so hard to grow. Through it all, Farm Bureau Insurance is there to make sure the important things like auto, home, life, and small business are well taken care of. Because when life moves forward, you deserve the peace of mind to enjoy every step along the way. Visit FBITN.com to find the right coverage for your auto, home, life, or business. Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Tennessee Insurance for Tennessee Life.
If you have automotive needs, Dependable Auto Sales and Service along with Colonial Automotive would love to help you. Whether it's towing or service, body shop needs, are you ready for a new car? We have everything you need, including the financing, including the warranties. It doesn't matter what it is, DAS is on your side. Please come see us at 1575 Interstate Drive right here in Cookeville, 931-526-7355. That's 931-526-7355, 24/7 at DASAutosales.com.
You said bye-bye to big government. Now it's time to trim the fat from big wireless. Pure Talk gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers, the same 5G network. You get better customer service, and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good Morning Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. It's Jason and Sheila here, live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:18 now.
Mike Pierce is our guest. He is with Heroes on a Mission, and that means we're helping, or you're helping. I don't want to take credit for that. You're helping, of course, our veterans in our area. Heroes on a Mission, that's what it's about. And you were talking about growing Heroes on a Mission and maybe getting into some tiny homes for the veterans. So what is this idea about?
What's this? I know it's a vision right now, but it's such a cool one. I'd love to share it.
Well, the vision was I'd met with a lady, and I can't think of her name, down here at the work program through the mayor's office, and she has a work program that actually educational program that lasts 6 to 18 months. And my goal was at some point I would like to build 10 tiny homes and have it where veterans that are homeless or whatever come in spend, 6 months or 18 months, enroll in the program while they're staying with us through donations and everything else, that they get to stay free. The VA does have programs that will pay for the rent. And let's just say, hypothetically, they went through a 12-month program. I would take the $1,000 a month from the VA that they would be paying me from the stay, put it in an account, in a bank account in their name, and when they finish the training program, they would have $12,000 to be able to move out in the community. Now they've guaranteed the job because they went through the local training.
Oh, wow.
And then we'd move another set in.
Wow.
So that's a vision that we have as we grow this.
That 12,000 would then give them the opportunity to go get their own rent a house,
Rent a house
or
or
a down payment or a house. So yeah, wow, what a cool thing. Now, I know this is currently in vision status, but you seem like the kind of guy who sees something, does something. So realistically, how far along are you in this?
I really think within the next 2 to 3 years we can make it happen.
Okay. That's a great idea.
That's exciting.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, you can't poke any holes in that. That just
No.
makes sense.
And I do think with you being a veteran, and you're a 20-year veteran from the Navy, I think that it just shows where your heart is in all this. And I think that's what kind of moves it forward too, because
Well,
you
the
have the
Navy-
passion about it.
The Navy changed my life, and I've been very blessed in life, and I look at it, it's my opportunity to give back. To me, people think, why can I get? If you take and you give out to others, you'll always get what you want.
It comes back to you.
100%.
Tenfold.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was your position in the Navy? Like, what was your job? What'd you do?
Well, the first 4 years I was electronics technician. So I got blown off a wing of a jet by a pilot. Turned his aircraft the wrong way, blew me off, shattered my shoulder, shattered my neck. I just had a reverse shoulder replacement literally 5 weeks ago.
Really?
That was my 14th surgery.
Dude.
7 on each shoulder. They're going to replace my...
Well, how do you stay so perky?
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
I think that attitude helps you heal.
It does.
I think just being blessed and grateful too, and then it does. The right attitude can really do wonders, as well as God, of course.
That's God's behind it all.
Oh yeah.
So you get blown off an airplane.
How
wing,
crazy is this?
And you're like, and then how far along were you in the Navy at that point?
On my second year.
Second year. All right.
So
and you kept going.
So you had 18 years to go to retirement. It's 20 years. Okay. So you had 18 more years. You're like, what? That wasn't so bad. I'm going to stick with it.
Well, I I worked for some good people that I did have physical fitness limitations, but they stayed behind me because I was a good sailor,
right?
Very good at my job. And then I ended up getting in recruiting and spent 16 years in Navy recruiting. And
I bet you were great at recruiting.
I wouldn't have to.
I bet you were.
Good.
I bet you look like a hell of a salesman.
I just loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love changing people's lives because it changed mine.
Yeah.
And so I started back in my hometown. It was very easy for me to relate to them.
Yeah.
And you said, was it Litchfield, Kentucky?
Litchfield, Kentucky.
Say, small town boy from Litchfield. You said the Navy was the best thing that happened to you.
Very best thing that ever happened to me.
And you learned hands-on.
Hands-on. They educated me. They sent me to college. And basically at the end of 20 years, the skill set, I was able to go work for Wyndham Resorts selling timeshares.
Yeah.
And I worked for them for 4 years and ended up retiring at 50. And now it allowed me to give back. And that's where we're at today.
That's incredible.
That's a great story.
I mean, you hear it all the time about different people whose life gets changed by the military, and a lot of times for the good. A lot of times for the good.
Oh, yeah.
And then I have a son-in-law right now, and he's in the Army.
Okay.
And and when he was asking me about asking my daughter to marry him, he had this whole plan. He was going to stay the 20 years, and all this stuff, and so far that's what they've done, and it is the best thing. It has been the best thing for my daughter. I got 2 grandkids. They've moved a lot, but hopefully that settles down at some point. I don't know when, but you can tell a difference in in him a good difference.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You know, because we as dudes, we all start off as brats. I mean, we're terrible people. And let's just face it, as dudes.
Not terrible, just all boy.
And when you hit that 21, 20-year-old mark and you think you're awesome at everything, and then all of a sudden, you know, you get shown real quick you're not.
Well, it starts right in boot camp.
Yeah.
You know, you think you know everything.
Right.
The first day of boot camp, you go, oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you grow up quick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the responsibility. You know, I never understood in boot camp about making your bed.
Right.
You know, folding it, doing everything they did until, you know, after I got stationed in Key West and I was out there working on a plane.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in there and I'll never forget, I changed the wrong light. And come in and the guy just chewed me out.
Yeah.
And I said, it was just a light bulb. He said,
Oh.
no, you don't understand. We've got a pilot, a co-pilot, and 3 other officers that you've sat here and you've signed this off that plane's ready to fly tonight. And you've just put 5 people's lives in your hand. And I was 19 years old.
All because of a wrong light.
And that wrong light
Yeah.
could have caused that plane to come back, crash, or anything else. And so I thought back at that, making that bed. It's about attention to detail.
Right.
That at a young age, they're trusting you with people's lives. That you're gonna send them off and they're gonna come back to their family that night.
Right.
So that's the perspective and the great thing that the military does for you. It does make you grow up. It gives you a lot of accountability.
Guess if you can't make your bed right, you can't put the right light in.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, attention to detail.
Attention to detail.
Who
Looking at what
focuses
light.
on that at 20 or 21? You know, you have to be trained
Lord
to do
knows,
it.
Lord knows I wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the most aren't unless you go to the military. Where all did you get to serve? Key West sounds like an awesome place to serve.
And from 17 to 21 years old is the best duty ever was.
Come on, dude.
What can you say?
kidding me?
Well, I went to work on average at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
The planes would take off, fly for a couple hours, and by about 11 o'clock, we was at the beach. And I was like, this is work?
Yeah.
I get paid for this?
Come on.
So it was really exciting. But from there, I went to Canada, Norway, France, Cuba. We flew everywhere we went.
Yeah.
And then recruiting, I was stationed in Kentucky for 5 years, went to Boston, Massachusetts, run the whole recruiting area up there. Was hand-selected to go teach recruiting school, taught the recruiting course for 5 years, and then was on the national inspection team where I went out and inspected recruiting commands for 2 years, and then ended up in Nashville running the region here and then retiring.
Wow.
And now we've got him.
Love it here.
I'd love to hear some of those 17 to 21-year-old stories from Key West.
Yeah, it was quite an adventure.
I mean, not on the radio.
No.
I want to hear the off-the-radio versions of those.
That's only at the retreat.
Yes, only at the retreat.
Hey, I love Key West. It's one of my favorite places on earth. There's just enough rules and laws to keep it civilized, and that's it.
That's it.
And that's how I like things. Just enough rules and laws to be civilized, but not so much to keep you down. It's changed quite a bit. I don't know if you've been lately.
I actually was there 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot.
Changed a lot more commercial and.
Commercial, the base I was stationed on, it's pretty much run down.
Is it?
You know, I went to the barracks, where we'd go out and we'd snorkel for lobsters every night.
Yeah.
You know, and the barracks is just shut down, and
man,
it was an eye opener.
Yeah.
You know.
The old staples are still there, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they're still there. All right, so just real quick before you get out of here, heroesonamission.org. That's where you can go and find out more information.
Yes, sir.
And then tell us again what you're doing for the VA doctors and stuff like that. Because
this Wednesday we have the Pizza Machine 3 coming out from 11:30 to 1:30. We're going to feed all the doctors, nurses, care for the VA veterans, and then any veterans that have an appointment there, we're going to feed them too.
That's great. So all veterans can show up and
if they've got an appointment. I mean, I'm limited on the funds.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's mainly for the staff, but if you've got an appointment there and you're hungry,
yeah. Well, the staff, they deserve it.
Yes.
I know the VA gets put down some, but they're only doing the best that they can do, right?
They're using what they have to work with.
And hopefully it sounds like Cookeville's going to get a nice big VA hospital.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what she was telling me.
So that's good news, and will help a lot more veterans. Probably open it up to you to help a lot more veterans too.
Absolutely. If there's any local businesses that want to make a donation,
there you go.
We'll feed people all day long if we can.
Can you make a donation through the heroesonamission.org website?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That makes it easy for you guys. Mike Pierce here with Heroes on a Mission, Defenders Retreat. Man, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate
y'all having me.
Your time getting up and coming in, and you sound like you're a busy guy.
I enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
So it's really
He's not really
busy.
retired.
No. He's retired that he can set his own hours,
Right.
but still real busy.
He
Yeah,
still stays
absolutely.
busy.
It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. Hannah Davis is coming up next with Vertical Coffee. They're getting an award on their building that sat empty for so many years.
Yeah.
And, the work they've done over there has been fantastic. So we'll talk to her coming up in just a little bit. It's Good Morning Cookeville live in the Willow Window Studio.
I'm going to take a picture.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Last weekend's winter storm has led to a third snow day for many school systems across the area. Putnam County Director of Schools Corby King has closed schools once again today, citing 16 bus routes still impacted by snow and ice. He said an additional day of above freezing temperatures should clear some of the remaining snow and ice-covered roads. A Cookeville gas station sold a $50,000 Powerball ticket Saturday night. Tennessee Lottery says the West Broad 7-Eleven sold the winning ticket to a person who matched 4 of 5 numbers plus the Powerball. It was one of 2 $50,000 winning tickets sold across the volunteer state that night. According to AAA, gas prices across the state fell a penny on average over the last week. The state gas price average now at $2.73, 10 cents more expensive than 1 month ago and the same price as 1 year ago. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Mike McCarthy is out as the Dallas Cowboys head coach. McCarthy went 49-35 in his 5 seasons, but only won 1 playoff game and went 7-10 to miss the playoffs this past season. The Bears recently reached out to Dallas about interviewing McCarthy for their head coaching position. Mike Vrabel was named the head coach of the New England Patriots yesterday. Vrabel also interviewed for the Bears and Jets head coaching positions. The former Titans head coach also played for the Patriots during his career. He said Drake May at quarterback was a big pull for him taking the job. After being fined on Monday for $50,000, Timberwolves star Anthony Edwards has now been fined $285,000 this season from 5 different fines, most recently for making an obscene gesture towards an official. Star Japanese right-hander Roki Sasaki will reportedly make his decision where he's playing in the MLB within a week. Sasaki will choose between the Dodgers, Padres, and Blue Jays. In 111 innings last season, he struck out 129 and only walked 32 with a 2.35 ERA. Tonight on UCR, we have 3 high school basketball games. On the main Facebook page, Pickett County plays Gordonsville. On YouTube, Upperman battles Livingston Academy. And on the Tennessee Talk Facebook page, Cookeville is at Smyrna. Games get started at 6 o'clock. I'm Jacob Vinson. That was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
TRN News.
A North Memphis grocery store manager accused of shooting at apparent shoplifters. Investigators say 3 men walked out of Gordon's Food and Butcher's shop in Fraser Friday morning with a cart full of food. A police report states the manager followed the suspects out of the business and tried to take their cart. A 4th suspect is accused of getting out of the car and threatening to kill the manager while firing shots into the air. The manager then pulled out his own firearm and shot the alleged getaway driver, who was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. addition, Robbie Watton, another man, and 2 teenagers face charges in connection to the attempted theft. Nolensville not bringing back the historic Buttercup Festival. Organizers say the festival will not return this year due to lack of support from the town and businesses. The festival's been around for over 24 years as a way to support and grow the historic district. I'm Lee Mowen.
Number 1 for news from across the state. This is the Tennessee Radio Network.
I'm getting older. Do I need to worry about falling?
Yes, you do. Every year, 1 in 4 people 65 and older will experience a fall, and many result in serious injury. The majority of falls happen at home, so take a look around. Replace bulbs and add lighting to help you see obstacles. Remove things that can make you trip. Fix uneven steps and floors, and install handrails in bathrooms and on stairs. Consider balance or strength training exercises, which can help with agility. Get your eyes and hearing checked regularly. Changes in your hearing can affect your balance. To learn more, please talk to your doctor about steps you can take to help prevent a fall. You can also visit aarpfoundation.org or medicaremadeclear.com/falls. This message was brought to you by United Healthcare and AARP Foundation.
If you're driving through southwest Knoxville over the next few days, you might notice some construction in the way. The Tennessee Department of Transportation say they will perform rolling roadblocks on Alcoa Highway every day until Saturday. These roadblocks will take place between Woodson Drive and Cherokee Trail near the Kingsley Station area. They'll happen in 20-minute intervals between 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. local time. Officials will be out there to help direct traffic, but drivers should expect delays. Meantime, the Rutherford County School Board taking more books out of their libraries. The local Board of Education voted last week to remove at least 7 books from high school media centers on campus due to complaints of inappropriate content. 3 other pieces of reading material were retained, but can only be used by students who receive permission from a parent. Most of the books that went up for discussion were originally recommended by specialists for middle and high school students. I'm Lee Mowen, Tennessee Radio Network News.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Skies will become mostly cloudy today, and temperatures do not get above 35. Overnight, we'll fall back into the low teens, mid-30s again tomorrow, but the sunshine should return, and gradually we will start to warm up as we get into the weekend. Overnight lows in the teens will be in the mid-30s by Wednesday.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:37 now.
And we are so happy to have Hannah Davis from Vertical Coffee, as well as Lauren Metz Greening. She owns the building where Vertical is, and you guys have been revitalizing that area, most definitely. And it starts with, well, do you own what Jean's Pizza is in? That whole kind of block, right?
Only Vertical and Jeans.
Okay.
Those 2 buildings. Beyond that, there's
well, that's a lot of redoing that you've done and revamping. So
it was both awesome and sad at the same time. As somebody who grew up at First Baptist Church, I walked past those washers and dryers and old cars. Can't tell you how many times going to Dairy Queen. It was kind of one of those things.
Yeah.
And then so when it first started, I was like, well, finally, somebody needs to be doing that.
well, it sat empty for years.
And then it was like, oh, no.
I know. Yeah, sure.
What happened to all the cars?
It's the number one question.
I figured so.
That's the number one question. The old
What happened to all the...
They disappeared before we actually took over the building. So they sat until about 3 days before we purchased
Really?
it, and then they were gone. So I have no idea.
Oh,
what about the washer and dryers?
We got to keep those.
Some of those look pretty neat, but what are you doing anything special with those, or can you say?
Sure. So everything in both spaces was green.
Yeah.
Turquoise green.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty, but maybe not everywhere.
That old-timey color.
In 1972, wow.
That's right. We kept a splash in each space. Yeah. But also, so we actually found some people with niches for old washers and dryers
Mhm.
that wanted to come in and take quite a few. And we kept a lot of them. So we have a storage space full of washers and dryers that we're slowly breaking down and saving parts. And so our goal is we have a back hallway that accesses all of these spaces.
Mhm.
Is to kind of, and it's really wide. We made it really big so we could add some stuff in it along the way, is to kind of create like a visual story walk from the back door into the different spaces. And we have a bunch of the washer faces that we want to keep, and a bunch of pictures and paraphernalia from the different.
Was there change in there? Did you find any change? You
Most
had
of them have been broken into.
Okay.
And kind of,
Of course,
beat
yeah.
in. But we did find some old coins, and so we kind of kept those too.
Yeah. I wonder that because when I first thought, man, I bet they left that change in there.
Yep.
I'm sad about the cars.
I know.
You have to be just sad about the cars too.
A little, but when it comes to having to move and do things with the cars, I was not sad that I didn't inherit.
Well, I mean, the best I remember after looking in there a million times, it's not like there was, high dollar. That looked like they're mostly, an Oldsmobile or,
right.
Special
to somebody.
Yeah,
Sure.
but not something that was like a big deal. I mean, you were going to find a '65 Mustang in there that was worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. You were going to find a Buick that your pa had.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I would sit at that red light thinking, what stories could that car tell me?
I had seen a lot.
Yeah.
What was the hardest part about doing this? It's because I imagine now that there was a lot of, when it was built or when it was abandoned and it was down here, and now all of a sudden, 50 years later,
Yeah.
all the codes have changed, and so I imagine there was a lot of hoops to jump through.
Oh, yeah.
What was the process of that?
I would say some of the most difficult things for us was, one, getting started.
Mhm.
This is really the first commercial space that we had purchased in hopes to just renovate, turn over for tenants. We'd never really been any kind of commercial landlord or anything like that. And also, just that area of town proved to be neglected, and there's no parking. There's really no support spaces for those buildings. The building's just straight up on Spring Street, and that's what you got.
Yeah.
And so we started to see very quickly a lot of reasons why they had not been developed in a while. Just a lot of hoops to jump through as far as the codes, occupancy.
Right.
As soon as you turn over a building, you have to provide parking, you have to provide exits, you have to provide egress, and so all of those things, I would say, before we even, demoed the first piece of concrete.
They don't play around with those fire
No.
codes, do they?
No, understandably. Seeing as most of the west side has fallen to that at some point or another.
Yeah.
But yeah, and thankfully our buildings are all brick, concrete, so we got a little lucky there. But everything besides those exterior walls, we got out.
Yeah.
Got out and started fresh. So
They're both verticals, beautiful inside. It feels great to be in there. It's just always plenty of windows, but it's always warm. And that's always amazed me because, especially this time of year, when it's so cold outside, you expect an older place with all these windows to be cold too, but it's always warm in there, but there's skylights, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, that was a great idea. And I think that's part of what keeps it warm in there.
Yeah. So looking at what the building used to be versus what it is now, we moved the whole wall back to create that front patio for them. And
Which looks beautiful.
Thank you.
It just and that's a different feel for vertical too.
And that's something that they really wanted to do, is incorporate some type of outside space. But again, those buildings are just surrounded by concrete. But moving that back really darkened it, because the windows up front were nice. You move 25 feet in, and then it just becomes a little darker. So that skylight from the beginning was something we wanted to incorporate, along with those huge windows that are still there, or that we put in, just to bring some light and warmth. And I would say, beyond the aesthetic, it's the people that make it feel warm.
Oh, you're sweet.
Of
Sweet.
course.
Yeah.
That's right. I should have said that.
It was implied.
You're right.
Yeah.
I just needed to
I just
say
thought
it.
that was something everybody knew already.
Yeah.
Well, vertical was doing good across the road. I mean, it brought a great cool feel to it, but it's like even better in this
what's so
space.
interesting about this is, like, Lauren and Ben and their family, they have been loyal customers of ours for a long time. And it's funny when Justin and I, when we purchased what was Bros at the time and turned to vertical, we would look across the street and we're like, man, like what? It would be so cool if we could grow to a point where we needed a building like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Lauren and them approached us and they're like, hey, have you guys ever thought? And of course, we at the time were growing. Our space, we had grown. We needed a bigger roaster from a commercial standpoint. And so
We're going to need a bigger roaster. Sorry. Sorry, I had to say it.
So we coffee roaster, bigger coffee roaster, and so anyway, it just like aligned in perfect timing. Justin and I had done a lot of research, probably more on my side, to make that feel and to kind of bring something new that still was industrial in who we are as a coffee roastery and coffee shop, but also like bring something a little different in feel. So when Lauren they all laid the plans out. They're like, there's this space on the corner, there's this space, but we get a patio with this one. This one is just like that iconic corner, which was a really hard choice to choose because they're both great. But ultimately, we wanted a place, our vision for our coffee shop is community. It's places for people to sit, and they could have done that in both spaces, but being outside is awesome during the time.
And there's a lot of folks that use it and sit outside, which I love to see.
Yeah,
you know.
so it worked. It's been great. They really helped us bring a vision that we had to life and added some fun spunkiness in with it that kept the original.
And you know, you're saying parking there's honestly plenty of parking. You got the parking across the street, then a parking across the street from First Baptist. That parking across the street from First Baptist is lit. It's available to use. It's a nice area. I don't know why people say, there's no parking there. We were talking about going to Gene's Pizza. It's like, well, I'd go, but you can't park. I was like, you can literally,
there's a parking spot right
park
across.
20 feet away from it. You just have to cross a street.
People are used to parking right up to the front door of stuff, but it's like, I mean, maybe a couple of extra steps.
Maybe.
I mean, shameless plug. We both serve on Cityscapes board, and it is a with the downtown area, like getting people to realize that you can park and walk is new to some. I mean, Cookeville has grown, but that downtown area, especially, like to get to those places, you do have to park and walk a little bit more. So just retraining and thinking
there's
through
50
those
or
things.
75 or more parking spots over there across from First Baptist, and then next to the old vertical, that area there, I don't know how many can park there, but you're talking about several hundred parking spots. Are there no parking?
It's a Cookeville mindset. It's a Cookeville mindset that is hopefully slowly being broken down.
Well, I mean, guys, listen, you're crossing a street.
That's all.
And also, the city's doing a lot of work for us right now with Vertical and Gene's opening. They're redoing the crosswalks. They're redoing that whole corner to make it easier transition.
That is needed.
So
it absolutely is. And that first step onto the sidewalk by Gene's is a little iffy.
It is.
Because there's a fire hydrant there as well, and it will absolutely jump out and smash your shin.
How do you know that? I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
I've seen it happen. That happened to me.
Oh, okay. I was like, this is like a first-hand experience.
No. I watch out for my shins.
Well, when we come back, we're going to talk more about the history of the building and kind of how you got started in that. And we'll be back and talk more with Hannah Davis and Lauren Metz-Greening.
Yeah, it's on Good Morning Cookeville, live here in the Willow Window Studio.
Smith dribbles to the top of the key and lets it fly, and it's no good. Oh, but wait, he was fouled. They'll have another chance to win. Hey, you know what this reminds me of, Bub?
The game against State last year?
Nope, the bonus scratch instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. They give you 2 chances to win, one on the front of the ticket and one on the back.
Okay, that's random.
Play the bonus scratch instant games today for your chance at up to $500,000. The Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Now, if you're selling your home, I only recommend one real estate agent right here in town. I'm talking about Heather Skender Newton with Skender Newton Realty. In fact, you can get an instant cash offer on your home. Just go online, heathersellshouses.com.
Healthcare.gov has plans for health because you have plans for life. All plans cover doctor visits and emergency care to keep you and your family running strong. All plans cover hospital stays and prescriptions so you can have peace of mind. Visit healthcare.gov to explore health plans from the brands you know. 4 out of 5 customers can find a health plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Final deadline to enroll is January 15th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Hey, life doesn't stop when cancer starts. Some don't make it to treatment simply because they don't have a ride. You can change that. Volunteer to drive with the American Cancer Society Road to Recovery program. Visit cancer.org/drive to learn more.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. Sheila, 7:50 now.
And we have Hannah Davis with Vertical Coffee and also Lauren Metz-Greening. She is the building owner of Vertical and Gene's Pizza. Now, how did your family get started in this, Lauren?
In the purchase of these buildings?
Did you come from like...
Are you a real estate mogul? Or is this like
are
your
you a
first
mogul?
thing?
That's what I want to know, really.
So my father's an architect here in town.
Gotcha.
And I got my master's in architecture and followed in his footsteps. And
I thought the way it's been really redone, somebody knew what they were doing.
Sure.
She knows.
So is this your dream to take a
All right.
building and redo that?
I'll be the old man in the room. Who's your daddy?
His name's Peter Metz.
Okay.
And so once I got my master's, came back and worked for him. My goal, my dream was not to purchase and own and renovate real estate or any type of commercial spaces. But we started with a small home as a side project, or it was a small home, renovated it, and I really fell in love with it, really enjoyed it. Didn't go out looking for another project specifically, but my husband and I stumbled upon this building. We've heard dozens of people say they tried to buy it, wasn't working out, the timing wasn't right, they just said no. Made one call, they said yes. Or, I mean, and then the process began.
All right.
So, aside, just like I explained, like how we got Vertical to partner with us, it just, I don't even know how it just happened, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was just meant to be. It just kind of, the steps fell into place, and we wound up owning 2 buildings downtown. And like, well, it's a little bigger than a house, so let's start with, let's go talk to the city.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad you guys bought it. I mean, it was such a great building.
Yeah.
The bones was
Needed to
there.
happen.
Yeah.
It had gotten time, and
Right.
and I, even though I was saying it was kind of sad, because you grow up with that as a kid. It's kind of like moving the fairgrounds. Do we need a new fairgrounds? Oh yeah, but is it still kind of sad?
You always have sentimental things, but I'm so happy for my town.
Oh yeah, because
that
it's so
there's
much
places
better.
to go, and it looks so great down there. And then even the old Vertical building across from it has been made into like a marketplace area.
Mm-hmm.
And so that really revitalized that whole area, which brings us to the award you guys received from
Yeah.
Cityscape. Hannah, talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so that was an honor. I even though I sit on the board, I was never any of those conversations. So whenever I was told, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. Just because, like, being behind the scenes in the hours and watching Lauren, that's why Lauren is here, because without her and Ben, it would not have happened. And we could have, as a growing business, we could have chosen to go many other routes. We could have tried to find something on the west side, or we could have gone a completely different way or city to find bigger space. But we both believed, and I think that's the beauty of our partnership together with it, is that we both believed in that area, and we want to see that area grow and revitalize itself. It is sitting on a really busy road, but like, when you go to other towns and other cities, those things happen without people with passions and vision to like really see places grow within our town. We're just footsteps away from most of these places revitalizing and having a better downtown.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm grateful. I mean, again, vision was completely put into place. They helped us put chandeliers together. They did things beyond. I think we were definitely like they're like, we're never doing that again. But they, yeah. I mean, we were definitely there testing and us too.
Learned
like we didn't know
what to do, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
But we're so grateful for everything that they've done. They again get this award as much as we do. So we're thrilled. We love what we do with Vertical Coffee. We love the community and the place that we have created. But more, we love the people, and without the people like Lauren, and without that, we are not who we are as a coffee company. So we're thrilled and so appreciative.
Where did the spiral stair steps go? And
that's a good question.
And because every time I'm there, I'm like, I'm going to go up there, but then I don't because I'm afraid somebody lives up there. Is that what it is?
Yes, I'm glad you don't go up the spiral stairs.
But they're so pretty.
So what we did was, while we were doing vertical, there was an old staircase in the middle of Jeans, and the only way to access upstairs was in the middle of Jeans. And so that was really the one spot the city was going to allow us to move it outside. So we popped it up, and there's a small apartment upstairs that we just finished about 6 weeks ago.
Really?
Yep, so
what a cool place to live.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool to be a single dude and live above Jeans and vertical?
There's a single dude living above Jeans and vertical. I'm not going to say his name.
Is he not living his best life right now?
I really hope so.
We love that.
I mean, wake up in the morning. You don't even need a coffee pot.
No, I do see it. We see him over there a lot. Drink coffee.
funny.
We see him down in Jeans a lot because we're still over there renovating the last little bit.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
I hope he is.
I hope so too. I really do. I envy that guy, man.
I think that's perfect.
He's killing it up there, man.
That just rounds out the story perfectly for me.
Now, when was that building built? Like, it's been there as long as I've been alive, and that's 51 years. So,
As far as we can tell, it was built early 30s.
Okay.
That's pretty much the earliest that we could find.
And it was it the original Coca-Cola plant?
The original Pepsi plant. Yep.
Yeah.
And so we found a bunch. So the back of the buildings we excavated, just trying to dry it out. The back is there's a basement and it floods all the time. So as we were digging that out, trying to waterproof, we found so many old Pepsi bottles, milk bottles, because there's a Pilot Knob dairy incorporated to where Vertical used to be as well. And so it's the old Pepsi plant. And we knew it, but we didn't really know it until we saw all the stuff that they buried that I guess they considered fill.
Yeah.
Now we're like,
Yeah.
We've got bottles.
treasures.
Yes, old treasures that we're trying to clean off to, again, put in that back hallway and kind of tell the story.
Yeah. I bet finding those, as hard as this was, and I do imagine it was a hard job to get all this done. I imagine those little treasures were like little wins every day that made it, not that it wasn't worth doing, but those little wins every day, I bet really helped your spirits.
It really did. It
really,
really did. And one of our other favorite things is this was a nights and weekends job. We both have full-time jobs. So people are walking around, especially once Vertical opened. They'd be walking around a lot. They'd pop in and tell us an old story, or they'd bring us an old picture.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things throughout the entire process, was hearing other people be like, oh, I remember when I was young. My mom would bring her big rug every time the dog did its thing on it. I had to come to this big extractor, and I'd sit here and I'd look at this, and then I'd get a Pepsi from the machine. It was really cool.
That is
how cool.
Now that you've been through it, and we just got maybe about a minute left. So now that you've been through this with this particular project, are you looking for another project to do already, or was one enough?
If my husband's not listening, sure.
Then go back to sleep. I'm just kidding.
No, he did most of the work. right now we're saying we're going to take a break.
Yeah.
But as with everything else in life, I feel like if another one presents itself,
If a door opens, it makes
we
sense.
won't run away.
She's jumping through.
Well, good. Congratulations on the award, both of you. And great spot. Vertical is beautiful inside, and the coffee's great. And Gene's up there being good neighbors. Gene's a cool dude.
Yeah.
I walked in there, I said, I didn't know, but I'm loud, and I go, "Where's Gene?" Thinking there's not a real Gene. There's a real Gene making the pizza.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm here, but I'm making a pizza for you.
Yeah. And he was there doing stuff. So really cool. Ladies, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate
for having
it.
us.
It's Good Morning Cookeville. We got some great guests tomorrow.
Yes, Matthew Chris from the Baxter Branch Library will be in, so we'll talk to him about some of the reading programs that they have going on. And also the Baxter Senior Center has got a lot of things going on, too.
That's all tomorrow here on Good Morning Cookeville. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub. Good Morning Cookeville. W299BY. 107.7 FM. And AM 1400 WHUB.